Good evening, folks. It's Glenn the Ball Chef, and on today's menu we're going to be putting together a Thai recipe called Drunken Noodle. Now in Thailand they call it Prik Ki Nu Mao, and in the Thai language Mao means drunk and Ki means shit, so this is like shit-faced noodles. So there's two theories of why it's actually called this. One is that the dish is so spicy that you got to drink a lot of beer, and the other one is that just basically you go out and you get drunk, drink a bunch of Singhas or Mekong Whiskey or whatever you've done, and the only way you can get the alcohol out of your system is to eat a bunch of these Prik Ki Nu Mao Drunken Noodles, and it'll clear your system out. But at any rate, you sometimes see this in American restaurants. It's made with fresh rice noodles tonight, and I'm going to show you how to put together this easy drunken noodle Thai recipe. So let's get started and I'll show you the steps. Alright, the first step in making up our Prik Ki Nu Mao is we're going to use my favorite fish sauce for our stir fry sauce, which is the 3 Crab brand fish sauce. And to this we're going to add, I don't know, we're going to put in about 1.5 tablespoons of the fish sauce in there. It's a little hard for some people to get used to it, but once you get used to using fish sauce, it becomes a necessity. I'm not really quite sure what this is. I think that it is, I think they call this in English thick soy sauce. I always just called it bug sauce because it had this like little dragonfly on there, but it's, oh, here it is in English. It's black soy sauce. This is just kind of a thick, whoops, a daisy. This is just kind of a thick soy sauce, and we'll put that in. I've got probably 1.5 tablespoons of that in there, and the third thing that's going to go into our stir fry sauce is oyster sauce. And this has been in the refrigerator, so we're going to put in about the same equal amounts of all three, about 1.5 tablespoons, so we've got 4.5 all together there. We can do here, so you can just take and we can just kind of stir that up, and that's going to be our sauce for this Pad Kee Mao. Alright, so we're going to go to the next step here, and that is we're going to prep up our spices and our garlic. Okay, what I've done here is I've got some Prik Ki Nu Peppers that we're chopping up, fresh peppers, and as you remember when I did the intro, in the Thai language, Ki means shit, so these are actually translated literally into rat shit peppers. And then I've got about 5 cloves of garlic that I've chopped up. And into this stir fry for Prik Ki Nu Mao, we're going to have some beef. We're going to have a little bit of sweet red pepper, some onion, and some Thai basil. So let me get those ingredients prepped up here, and we'll get to cooking this recipe up. The next step is we're going to be using these rice noodles. Now these are fresh. Now depending on where you live, you may not be able to get these. They do make a variety that is similar to these, that is dried, that you could probably order from some sort of Asian online grocery. You gotta be kind of careful with these because they are relatively delicate. And I just kind of cut these into strips about like so. And they should come apart. You gotta be a little bit careful when you're cooking these because they will kind of disintegrate on you. But we'll spread these apart a little bit before we toss them in here to this Thai recipe. But I've got all of my peppers and my fresh basil, beef. Everything's all chopped up and ready to start stir frying this Thai recipe. Alright, I think we're good to go here. We're going to start out in a hot wok. We're going to put in about a tablespoon and a half, 2 tablespoons of just peanut oil or any type of cooking oil will work just fine. We'll bring that up to heat. The wok should be fairly hot by now. And the first step is we're going to take our garlic and our Prik Ki Nu Peppers and we're going to put that into the hot oil. And if you've not worked with these Thai peppers, I tell you what, it can get a little dicey with the aroma that comes off these bad boys. So let's throw this blend of the garlic and Prik Ki Nu Peppers into the oil here, and we'll season that up. And just so that we don't brown off that oil, we can go ahead and put in some. We've got about 12 ounces of cut sirloin steak. We'll be making some noodles with beef tonight. And I really don't like my beef well done. I think it gets too tough. So I'm a little careful with the way I put this together. We're getting some kickback on those Prik Ki Nu Peppers now. Put in a white onion. Stir fry this off here for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and throw in at this time my little bit of red sweet pepper. This is probably nothing more than just add a little color to the dish. I will continue stir frying this off here. Give this about a minute. Come back. Alright, well our onions are starting to get cooked here. We'll go back to the stir fry sauce that we had started before. We're going to put in about half of that right now. And we're going to put in about half a cup of washed and cut Thai basil. Stir fry this a smidge. And to this, we're going to stir fry in some of our rice noodles. And I'm going to take a minute to do this, but I will come back and once I have all these rice noodles in here, I'm going to show you the final step. Alright, so we've got our rice noodles in there. We're going to add the remaining part of our fish sauce and oyster sauce and the thick, or the black soy sauce as we call it. We'll let these noodles cook for just a minute here until they're tender. It doesn't take long. You don't have to boil these or anything like that. Now, if you do use the dry stick rice noodles, of course you're going to have to soak those in water and prepare those a little bit differently. You may have a little bit of trouble finding these unless you have a southeastern Asian supermarket or store in your area, which in the DC area, of course, we have no problem finding these sort of things. So we're just about done there. We can get ready to plate this Pad Kee Mao up and give it the old taste test. Alright folks, and there it is, the completed Pad Kee Mao Thai recipe. What I wouldn't give for a nice tall Singha or maybe some reasonable glass of Mekong Thai whiskey right now, but they don't sell that whiskey in the United States anywhere that I've ever seen. But let's give this a try here. These rice noodles, couldn't be too spicy. Restaurant quality, folks. It's Glenn the Ball Chef doing the Thai version of the Drunken Noodle. Do you like what you see? Give me a like. If you don't like it, tell me why. Connect to me on the G+, and we got all kinds of crazy things going on here. Thanks for watching, and as always, bon appetit.